I don't think it's related to anything you guys have talked about, but have you guys considered how quantum computing is coming up so fast? And have you guys looked at
Which
how
one?
that's going
Sorry.
to quantum computing? Have you guys
Yeah,
looked at
yeah.
quantum at all?
Actually, yeah. We got some inquiries. Honestly, me and Shivani are not into that forte as
Hmm.
of now. Maybe
Uh-huh.
after 1 year you again call us for one
Yeah, yeah.
coffee hour.
For,
Maybe we'll
for
we'll
another
not
coffee
be,
hour.
I'm also not really aware about that. We are more focused on on the offshore side. That's what I know. Okay,
Hmm.
what are the rates which are prevailing in the market? Okay, you need a junior developer, it will become something around $20 per hour, or a
Hmm.
mid-level developer somewhere between 25, 27, 28, $30. Senior level
Hmm.
around $35.
Hmm.
Multiply it by 116. That's how the cost is arriving. Again, if you go for an architect level, again it will be
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I have done my colleging back, and post that I have switched to many jobs, many careers. Now
Uh-huh.
I am over here and exploring wings over here. Yeah, so
Awesome.
I do have many of the experiences, but in
Uh-huh.
this field, this is something new to me.
Okay, well, I hope they're treating you well. It sounds like. What a culture.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, guys, we are live, and I'm very excited to have Shivani and Mayank with us today. And these are some new friends that I have. They are from Vertisystem, and this is a Morny uh, tech company that they're forming a new partnership with as they grow and kind of take over the world. So I'm very excited to talk with these guys and bring in some of their expertise. Where, from what I've seen, they have a real talent when it comes to working with large data systems, and they have some experience which I am kind of new to, which is a platform called Snowflake, similar to AWS, for example. But they're going to elaborate on this for me so we can have some fun and learn about that.
Uh, Philip, honestly, we are not technical guys. Me and Shivani are from the business development team. I don't know how much I would be able to help you. We can sell Snowflake, but we cannot explain Snowflake.
No, I don't expect you to do a course.
Yeah.
What I'm mostly curious about, and maybe it's not even a question, but uh, AWS is one of my favorite cloud platforms, and I use a lot of them. Everything from Azure, AWS, VPS systems out there like A2 hosting and Bluehost, if you call Bluehost a VPS, where it's based off of AWS. But a lot of these systems, Snowflake is a fairly new one for me, and from what I can tell, I don't know how old it is, but it looks like it's a system based off of like a data driven first approach to the cloud.
Yeah. So, see, Snowflake is there, I think, from last 7 or 8 years. It provides more on the, as compared to other tools, it provides more computational power, and
Mhm.
that's why it is more successful as compared to other platforms. Um, there, yeah, obviously, with every system there are some challenges, and there are some, what you call learning curves. So
Mhm.
and that's what with the Snowflake as well. But as far as computation aspect is concerned, scaling up aspect is concerned, and as compared to other computational applications, or it is quite cheaper, more and more scalable as well. That's what my understanding is.
Okay.
A technical person can elaborate more.
Terrific. Shivani, what do you think of it? Have you, with your experience on it? I know you obviously are too young to probably get into too much of the history of it, but I understand you guys have like a technical team that's been developing for like 50 years, like half a century.
so Philip, as mentioned, we are the salesperson. We are not much aware about these parts. So he is the only one who can explain everything. I would be just listening out your conversations.
Terrific, no problem. Okay, the a kind of easy question, then we'll kind of move on. But is there a client that you would not recommend to play with Snowflake versus like, hey, I think, because you guys are like in a health and wellness or something like this, you're probably more inclined to use AWS, or is it universal enough where almost anybody would use it just based off the way it's structured?
No, I don't think so. See, every business, like every family, has different needs. Every kid has a different, way of working. So every business has their own different needs, their own,
Hmm.
pocket as well, their own purse as well.
Uh-huh.
Depending on that, we have to really scale up. And again, it depends on the business owner acumen.
Hmm.
How much he is really want to scale up, how much he really wants to take risk, and
Uh-huh.
move on to new things. See, everything is going on cloud, but honestly, trust me, there are a lot many people, a lot many companies still doing on-premise work as well. They have
Hmm.
their servers. They still rely on, because ultimately business runs on the costing aspect, right? And running a on-premise server is again a cheaper option, as
Hmm.
compared to other. But
Oh yeah, compared
everything
to
has
having
its
your
own.
own physical
Yeah,
servers and maintaining
physical
of that.
servers. Yeah, you don't have to pay daily cost or monthly cost, whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
But uh, when it comes to cloud, it offers what you call scalability, immediate scalability, and what you call enhanced features, and what else? Yeah, but again, a costing is there, because
Uh-huh.
every product comes with its own plus and minuses.
They all do. AWS, which I love, is so confusing when it comes to trying to figure out the price ahead of time, what it's going to cost
Exactly.
ahead of time. Terrible to try to estimate. The
Yeah.
it's I don't, other than saying based off my experience, I don't know how to price it sometimes because it's so complex with data transfer, with all the resources it ties in, especially if you're using like one of the combined services like Elastic Beanstalk or something like that, where it helps you. It has pluses and minuses, right? Extra costs in there, or a couple extra services for
Right.
CloudWatch and whatnot. But even with that, so hard to predict the pricing, and it can go up so fast. Like I've seen it go from 200 to 2,000 in one
Exactly.
month of heavy usage on
Yeah,
AWS.
and you trigger one event, or you trigger one, what do you call, one hardware you add, this cost, spikes like anything, and
Yep.
there's no looking back. The cost is cost.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
isn't cut.
Once there's a cost, there's a cost.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah. So hard for the technical team to predict that kind of
right,
stuff.
exactly.
Don't
That's
know
why
how the sales can
that's
work
why
out.
all those techie people, smart guys who understand all those stuffs, they are able to take it further, and that's what they are getting paid for. I honor
Yes.
them. I honor their skills and their time.
Right, right. We gotta love on our tech guys,
Yeah.
the little one and zeros guys.
Everyone
Love them.
loves their tech guys. That's how the industry is working.
Uh what do you I don't think it's related to anything you guys have talked about, but have you guys considered how quantum computing is coming up so fast, and have you guys looked at
Which
how
one?
that's going
Sorry.
to quantum computing? Have you guys
Yeah.
looked at
Yeah.
quantum at all?
Actually, yeah. We got some inquiries. Honestly, me and Shivani are not into that forte as of
Hmm.
now. Maybe
Uh-huh.
after 1 year, you again call us for one
Yeah, yeah.
coffee hour.
For
Maybe
our
we'll
next, for
be able
another
to
coffee
speak
hour.
that time.
Right, right. I bet in
Uh,
like 2 months after this, you're going to be like, I just got 20 calls for computing programs programming. We're doing
yeah.
it now. We have a bigger quantum computer than Google does.
Yeah.
um,
I know.
that'll be. It's interesting. I'm so curious where this is going to go, and it's becoming the news a lot. So I was just curious if you guys had an experience. Let me ask you something. Maybe it's a little personal.
Yeah.
In the past 12 months, right? What is been the funnest project that was a struggle for you guys to do, that was outside the box, and you guys just really enjoyed and was enjoying the success of it? Can you think of a project like this that was just kind of outside the box?
Yeah. See, you must. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot many things which are coming outside the box now. With AI coming up,
Uh-huh.
so
Almost
everyone is
everything's
coming up.
outside the box now.
I need. Yeah, everyone wants an AI. Everything. AI flavor. Now, okay, what in AI? No, I want this. Okay, what is the homework which you have done? No, I want this. Can you prepare this? But AI also
Uh-huh.
need research. It's on base. It has to prepare, and what is the outcome which you are looking for? You are looking only for the outcome, but you are not providing us the basic, the content
Yeah, it's like
which is required to build that AI. So in fact, as we are in business development, so our first challenge is basically to entertain those kind of inquiries, and see, are they really viable? Is prospect or client really equipped with what you call, with that kind of money, with that kind of acumen? And
Hmm.
the most important thing is, yeah, see, creating a product is not a problem, right? What is your
Hmm.
GTM? What is your go to marketing strategy?
Hmm.
What's your plan down the line, right? Are you able to go with this product and survive in the market for 2 years without any kind of revenue, right? So there are
Yep.
a lot many, businesses, not a cakewalk, right? You have to think of X factors. You
Hmm.
have to pay for your employees, you have to pay on the marketing expenditure, or on the sales, so on the sales side. And
Yeah.
simultaneously you have to keep improving your product as well, because others are improving, so you also have to improve, with that aspect. So major challenges were basically, uh, understanding, okay, what's his mindset is, what he is basically looking for, as is it really viable. Some aspects were really viable, and we had, started working on them. But majority of them, I say 90% of them, have an idea, don't have a budget, but want to create something. So we being a service company, we cannot, honestly, that's not my principle to being an equity partner to everyone. We cannot do that, yeah, or tech
Uh-huh.
partner to everyone, right? We also have to pay salaries, we also have
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
run our show. So everything comes with money.
It does. And I have so many people that say I have this great idea, right? And I'll go give you the idea, and you can just do the little bit of coding for me, and we'll get rich together. And the next question is like, okay, cool. You have a great idea. How
Yeah,
much money do
right,
you have
yeah.
for marketing? Right? How much sales
50%
experience
equity,
do you have?
75% equity.
Yeah, right. It's like it's
Exactly.
okay, great. Okay, cool. I'm going to spend 3 to 9 to 18 months building this for you. In that time, what's your marketing plan? How are you going to make this business successful? How many people have you already talked to? And
Right.
90% of the time, I haven't talked to anybody because it's a brilliant idea. I don't want somebody to steal it. Then
Right.
it's I don't have any marketing, but the you build it and they will come. And the third is I've never sold anything, but it's a beautiful idea, and everybody said that I kind of talk around about the idea says it's a great idea.
Right.
I'm super excited for you and your family, and we need to talk to some more people before we consider this.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
on that concept, right? You guys, it seems like you guys have a lot of conversation around the whole business concept before you really even get into the development concept, the
Right.
development part. Is
Yeah.
that kind of where you guys shine, and is that part of your business philosophy?
Sorry, I didn't get you. So
It,
this was.
is that kind of evaluating the business value of the concepts a big part of your guys' approach to software development? Is it where you also look at how they're going to grow, or is this more of the conversations you have in the beginning just to make sure a person is set up for success?
Yeah. So, see, as we said, with the passage of time, we had developed that domain expertise as well, right? So
Hmm.
we understand, okay, how the business works, right? And how that client customer ultimately, right, from where he is going to get the money, right? How
Hmm.
he is going to get benefited. So when we start discussing, okay, what's your objective? I want to put an AI flavor in. Okay, what is the use of it? It
Hmm.
will help me. Oh, no, don't talk about your help, how it is going
Uh-huh.
to help your customer,
Yeah, yeah.
right? How is it he is going to pay you more, maybe $10 more per hour, or $5 more per hour? How he's going to
Hmm.
pay you? Do you have that thing in mind? And then we talk about, okay, this you are going to put this component here. Okay, this will help your client time saving. Okay, that's a productive thing. then
Uh-huh.
then we start. There are certain there are certain conflicts area as well. We say, okay, you are putting this, but it is not really going to help you or something like that. No, 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 that's what I thought, and I'm very gung ho about it, and I'm really excited. This is going to uh, even it will be more bigger than chat gpt or OpenAI. Okay, fine, good.
Uh-huh.
It will be, yeah, it will be.
Of course it will be.
God will help us. So, but at least let's let's make it possible, right? You don't know. We all know. Okay, ChatGPT is working, OpenAI is working, but think about their backend infrastructure. They have invested billions and billions out there.
Yeah, yeah, billions and billions. And
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
always raising another 10, 20, 100 billion
Yeah, yeah.
constantly. It's I don't know, is it scary or insane to try to compete with ChatGPT?
Hmm.
Uh I've seen, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen so many businesses try to basically enhance on the next logical feature in AI, and then OpenAI just come right in and say, "Yeah, we do that too now," and you can do it right inside the browser for free or for $20 a month, or if you're really excited for $200 a month,
Yeah.
and um, or even better, right? I guess they said you can have a professor level uh, software developer for 20,000 a month, which I don't know if I stopped hearing anything about that, so I don't know if they're still doing that, but or if that was a serious thing or if that was a kind of a joke.
I don't think so. 20,000 is a big amount, honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
20,000 is
right.
a big amount. Yeah.
It's an insane amount, but
Right.
there were there's rumors going around that and I think it was from them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody who's listening to this will correct me for sure. But I
Hmm.
thought they were saying they're going to start they had like 20 contracts already sold for this, where you have the dedicated resource of a AI agent essentially
Hmm.
that could program at the level of a doctorate in computer science.
Hmm.
And then I guess they're going to introduce something a little bit lower, like 5 or 6 thousand for like a junior develop level or senior level developer,
Hmm.
some kind of concept like that.
Hmm.
And but this was like 3 months ago when I heard about this. I think maybe time goes by faster or slow at my age. I'm not sure, but the I haven't heard anything recently about that, so I don't know if it was if Claude Code got rid of that or if they're
Honestly,
still
I'm not.
loving it.
I'm also not really aware about that. We are more focused on, on the offshore side. That's what I know. Okay,
Mhm,
what are the rates which are prevailing in the market? Okay, you need a junior developer. It will become something, around $20 per hour, or a
mhm,
mid-level developer somewhere between 25, 27, 28, $30. Senior level
mhm,
around $35.
mhm,
Multiply it by 160. And that's how the cost is arriving. Again, if you go for an architect level, again it will be costly. See, it all depends,
mhm,
the kind of person, the kind of experience that person is carrying, and and how he is able to really take it up to the next level. So that's
mhm.
what the really thing aspect is.
Yeah, you got to. Let's talk about that for a second, right? Because that's kind of another fun topic. You're trying to, and we're always trying to figure out how do you have like the best mix of experience, architecture, senior, junior developers, right? To get the most for your money and productivity for a time. How do
Hmm.
you see setting up that team for? I mean, I guess when I'm looking at it, I'm kind of like how complex is the project, right? How much is it based off of standards, just common standards where we can just kind of plug and play libraries and have to work through it, versus how much do we have to get into the technical components like building complex architecture, data structures, really doing outside of the box database evaluations, or parallel systems. How do you, when you're looking at it, right? How do you guys kind of have that philosophy of the amount of senior or very strong, talented senior engineers versus your junior and your junior intermediate developers?
Yeah. So honestly, that part is, I have an overview of that, but not a deep dive, you can say,
Mm-hmm,
because that part is being handled by our project management team. Okay, once the
yep.
project is finalized, then they are basically okay. We would be needing one architect level guy, two senior developers, and under them maybe three, four developers each. In that senior developer, there would be one BA, there would be one project manager, there would be one, what do you call, one or two testers who are going to do your project. And when the project moves into the next phase, then those DevOps engineers and the release engineers will come into the picture. Obviously they are not going to come into the picture right from the beginning because they are not
Hmm.
required, right?
Yep.
And then the support team. So it's all phase wise execution.
Uh-huh.
People will people will those people who are there on the phase one, they may not be there in the final phase.
Hmm.
That's how it, BA person wouldn't be required. BA person would be required heavily in the beginning, but later on, no, he's not required. At the time of implementation, he's not required. Maybe he's required at the client conversation. Okay, this is how it is going to work. That's what we had discussed. Okay, okay, you want change? Okay, there would be a CR raise for it. Change
Hmm.
request. That's
Yep.
how we have.
That's a good way to go about it.
Yep, yep.
Even myself, I don't have a better answer than that, because what I do is I try to keep it fairly agile, and we have our project description. I'll have a small team together and say, okay, guys, here's what I'm thinking. And the guys that are spotter on my team say, yeah, Phil, I'm glad you're thinking that way, but here's what we should do. And then we build the resources based off of the kind of talent set of our more technical guys. Even though I'm kind of up there on the technical side, but it's each project has their own kind of specifics. Once you start getting to like the language and the exact way you're going to set things up, you have that talent that really
Okay.
focuses on those projects. What's the most exciting thing this year did you see coming up towards the later half of 2025? Do you see any kind of big shifts happening?
Sorry.
Do you guys see any big shifts happening this year versus last
Yeah,
year?
sure. Yeah, I think gradually the buzz around AI would be stabilized,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be more on the productive side rather than a buzz, and how effectively it can be used in each and every business, so that
Mm-hmm.
companies can scale up. There is a thing like what do you call, um, what should I say, that mm, um, how I can really say that, uh, it's towards more on the productive side, how effectively it can be
Mm-hmm.
used, so that ultimately it is making sense to the business. And people
Mm-hmm.
are saying, okay, uh, AI will eat up jobs. Yeah, they may eat up some jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but what I think it is more of the skill transformation. Earlier
Mm-hmm.
there were no, before softwares, there were some other skills, right? But after the
Yeah.
softwares are coming, though, so job has shifted. It now, earlier it was more on farming. Those farmer has shifted more
Uh-huh.
onto the, some other skill set. So business, or skills keep on moving, or new skills come into the picture. Again, that's why
Mm-hmm.
industry leaders say keep upskilling yourselves, and that's what we also have to do, at every point of time. Either me
Mm-hmm.
or Shivani is young, she also have to upskill so that she can stay, you know uh, stay in the market, stay relevant, and able to speak out.
I think we all do. Shivani, what do you think has been the biggest challenge for you in the past year or two? How long have you been with this company?
So, to be honest, I have been here
I can't
since
hear you,
like,
dear.
am I audible to you now?
I can hear her.
You can hear her.
Philip, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, say something now.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So you know what I am telling is I am have been in this industry from past 6 months, I would say. So I am learning out new things. Mayank is
Oh,
guiding
it's like
me.
a fire hose. Bravo.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that. So Mayank is there to assist me, to guide me. So I am learning out many new things. As mentioned, AI is something I feel very adventurous and very interesting. So yeah, exploring my opportunities and possibilities over out here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good for you, dear. Every time
Yeah.
you say Mayank, Mayank, I hear Uncle Mayank. Mayank. I'm like, you just have
No,
like
no, no,
that good,
that is
good kind
Mayank
of
only.
right? He just kind of gives
Yeah,
me that uncle
I'm
vibe.
quite senior to her, but she doesn't say uncle to me.
Uh-huh.
No, no, no. Why would I say?
No, that's great. That's great. He just gives me that kind of like, good guy vibe. So maybe
Thank you.
that's why I imagine. Um, well, dear, welcome to the industry. 6 months, you're just Oh, there's so much more to do and see. I
Yeah.
remember when I was in for 6 months, and and I've been programming since I was a kid. But when you get into the industry, it's insane when you go from like college or anything you've done when you start working with a bunch of businesses.
I wasn't able to hear you. Could you please come again?
I said it. There's such a big change in what you have to learn when you start dealing with a lot of different clients and when you start getting involved in this industry. Once you graduate college, did you go to college there?
Yeah, yeah, I have done my colleging back, and post that I have switched to many jobs, many careers. Now
Uh-huh.
I am over here and exploring wings over here. Yeah. So
Awesome.
I do have many of the experiences, but in
Uh-huh.
this field, this is something new to me.
Okay, well, I hope they're treating you well. It sounds like they're fun guys. The Okay, let me ask you then, from your perspective, new into this industry, where do you
Hmm.
think is going to be the big change in this coming year yourself?
So what I feel is AI is something which is going to take over in the coming years. So everybody is trying to learn that, everybody is
Hmm.
trying to work in that field. So that is what I feel.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it feels that way, and then from what I've seen over the past couple years, it's really kind of now starting to feel mature in a lot of ways.
Hmm. Hmm.
Where
Right.
in the beginning, like 2 years ago, even 3 years ago, we had all these, text to voice systems, text to speech systems, and this kind of inconsistent feedback circle. But
Hmm.
now in scale, we can kind of have a good expectation of what's going to happen. The text to speech, it's more consistent. They're not changing voices when when a provider says, yeah, our API gives you this, it's tending to really give you what it says it gives you. And in the beginning, it wasn't. There's a lot of companies that were like, hey, we're going to try this out and we're going to go with it, believe in all the stuff they read on the website, and not knowing what was ahead of them. But I think we're seeing a more stable, greater stabilization in what we can expect from AI. So for me, I see it kind of going into the next evolution of IoT and like drone and mechanical technologies. This is where I've seen a lot of development in the past, I think, 6 months, where the AI is now fairly kind of solid and we know what to expect in a certain way. It's growing rapidly every day. It's changing, but we kind of have some expectations, and now we're seeing it being put into robotics and cars and driverless taxis and driverless helicopters.
Yeah, even you can have a conversation with AI. If you ask something, they are replying you back. So it's kind of an assistant, you would say.
Yeah, and a coach. Sometimes I use it for coaching myself because I realize I'm not as smart as I think I am, and what my wife reminds me, right? It's one thing, but when the AI bot says you're not that smart, Phil, keep trying. It's sometimes motivational.
True that. Yeah.
Um, okay, one more question, and um, let me ask you this, right? Because we've seen kind of a lot of companies come in and out of the industry this year. In the
Hmm.
past 18 months, I've seen a lot of IT companies kind of just go away. How do you guys, if you're the clients, right? If you're a young entrepreneur, right? How would you evaluate a service provider of technical skills like yourselves? How do you encourage them to evaluate the company that they're looking at so that they can be sure that their investment that they put in is going to give that kind of longevity, that they'll be there and to be able to support those requirements that the entrepreneur is looking for?
See, Philip, my objective is very, straightforward. I'm always looking for, okay, is there a progress? Is there, are we moving towards the direction and what we had really set for? And that's what really, I focus on. It's not that I'm saying, okay, after 6 months we are going to connect. No, it won't. Right?
Hmm.
What we had thought of, and after 6 months, yeah, what really you are going to produce, no one, no one is able to really visualize it. So it's better to keep on checking, like in agile methodology. Okay, okay, where we at on last Monday, this point, where we are today, okay, this, any movement, have we moved 2%, or is it minus 5%? If it
Uh-huh.
is, if it is negative, it's alarming. If it is
Hmm.
going off the track, again it is alarming. If it is moving ahead, yeah, speed is slow. Obviously, we can always do some denting painting kind of a thing, and keep the guns moving.
Hmm.
So that's how I really examine it, and that's what I, and see, even if we are not in the technology business, right, and we are going to the market, maybe a superstore kind of a thing, right, and if all the things are getting scrambled, or they are putting here and there, you won't visit them. You won't visit
Hmm.
them the next time. The more the organizers, if you are able to, what do you call, if you are able to save your time, and if you are able to get get your grocery picked up in a faster and cost effective manner, that's what matter to you most. Whether it is whether it is close to your place or not, it doesn't really matter.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we have
The
to approach the business as well, right? In a
Mhm.
more professional manner, we have to approach it.
I think we've definitely learned from COVID that you don't have to have the people in your office anymore to be productive. So remote work, I think, really took off thanks to our beautiful COVID friends and sharing that little cold. But it's cool because there is value to having a centralized team that works together. That's one level of reliability that I think is important. And then there's another level of you know having the ability to get specific talent that you couldn't hardly ever get, which is kind of like the benefit of gig economies or a large kind of manufacturing base, technical base.
Yeah.
It's so hard for a small startup or even a medium-sized business to have all the talent they need to really grow some technical products. There's certainly a number
Yeah.
of companies out there that's it's a more simple product where you can evolve it with two or three guys, but there's certainly some projects out there where you have to have very specialized talent and experience out there to really make a difference. Keep yourselves
Right.
out of trouble.
Exactly.
That's cool. I laughed when I was laughing to myself when you said, "Yeah, you don't want to have somebody come back in 6 months and then say, here's your full projects." Uh, we've all seen cartoons and even freelancers that are like, "Yeah, I'm going to take care of this for you." They go to their cave, you don't hear from them. They come back in 6 months, and you ask for a duck, and they gave you a crocodile.
Exactly. That's what I was referring to in a more professional language.
Yeah. I was I had to have some fun with that.
Yeah.
The but it's exactly that trouble we have to avoid. And when you're working with any team, even your own local team, right, there's agile practices that really help you keep the project on track, to make sure that you're producing small returnables and to produce valuable artifacts. What's a better word? I always use the word artifact, but like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe my audience doesn't, but could you describe an artifact? What an artifact is for the audience?
No, we are
Oh,
blank on this.
okay.
Wrong
It's
question.
maybe it's just a silly agile term. All an artifact is like, we're talking how you don't want to have somebody come back in 6 months with a finished product or nearly finished product. That product is an artifact. A Figma design is an artifact. It's a resource that you can look at that shows progress. A couple screens would be an artifact, or a wireframe, right?
Mhm.
These are the little things, like all those small steps that you can have your development team show you, or your offsite team show you, helps give you confidence and builds that communication so that they can both have the company that the guys working for you, they can have confidence that they're on track. You can have confidence that they're on track. And I think it's really important for, both of our customers, right, to say, hey, I think this is in a good direction. I think this is in a bad direction. I like this idea. Okay, I don't like this idea anymore, and to be able to talk through it.
Right. Yep.
But guys, I got a little bit carried away. We have 4 more minutes before I have to let you guys go, and I just kind of want to give you guys like the last word here, and to share any kind of final thoughts.
What should I say? Yeah, but it was the way you started. Yeah, of course, I was not expecting this, to move in to get this call in this direction. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, the way you said, what a fun kind of engagement. Yes, it was fun kind of engagement, and more in a engaging model. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I
For
hope
us,
so. I got to know.
it's a different experience, honestly.
Yes, true.
I hope it wasn't a bad different experience. I get a lot that this was a different experience. The over this call, I got to know you guys a little bit. I'm very excited that you guys have this merger process going on, and you're growing. You're becoming part of a bigger network, and the challenges and the excitement that comes from that. I'm pretty happy for you guys, and I hope this is very successful for you guys, and that 2025 is going to be your most exciting year that you've ever had.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank
we are
you.
trying
Thank
our
you.
best to make it more productive, make it more meaningful, everyone.
Yeah, right. This is when we work together, right? And we all kind of strive on what we're good at. I think this is when we bring value to the world, not just to the people around us, but the whole world.
Right.
We can bring,
True.
big change. And with AI and things moving so fast nowadays, I am very optimistic for what we're going to see coming up in the next decade.
Exactly.
Beautiful, guys.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Philip. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.